Hi, it's Dee from Backstage Beauty here at Backstage Beauty. And behind me, you can see my two gorgeous wavy girls. This is why I'm making this video, to introduce the new DeeVa Hair Wavy line. I wanted to show the two that I have in so far that I've tested. I've got another one coming that I actually ordered for myself in the Cashmere Blonde, so I'm excited about that. So I wanted to show you, I just got back from the dentist, so I figured while I was doing this, since I'll try these wigs on for you, I would, oops, just lost my little band. I'm going to show you how I prepare my hair for a wig. I've still got a lot of hair in the back. It's just, thin and receding in the front, and I've got some thin in the crown. But I've got a lot of hair to stuff under a wig, and it's very coarse and frizzy. It's kind of, this is really cute, kind of crazy hair. So normally, I won't right now just to save time, but normally I flat iron my hair to get it as, thin and smooth and slick down as possible so it's not bulky under the wig. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it frizzy for now so I can try these on for you. I split my hair in two. Instead of one low ponytail, I make two low pigtails, as low to the nape as I can. And then I take the pigtail and I just fold it up against the back of my head. And I use these Revlon like comb clips. They're like a snap clip. And I just snap a couple of those down to keep that ponytail like flattened to the against the back of my head. So then I'm going to take another band, little elastic, do the other side. I have to wrap them around like 4 times. Tighten that down, and then just kind of fold the hair and slide these comb clips in to just flatten it down. There we go. Okay. So now that's kind of, flattened as good as I can get it to the back of my head. Then I like to actually take some hairspray and spray the top of my head before I pull my wig grip up. Now this is one of the double stick wig grips that I carry. It's got the adjustable thin elastic back, and then it's velvet with the lace part in the middle, and it's got silicone strips on both sides, on the inside and the outside. So they do grip better than a standard velvet grip, but I still like to do my hairspray just for a little extra grip. So once that dries, it really does kind of help stick it in place. And sometimes what I'll do for a little extra security is I'll take a couple of those comb clips and just slide one in each side. I don't always do that because I know a lot of people might think, oh, that's uncomfortable, too much metal and stuff on your head. But if I know I'm going to be sweating a lot, like if I'm doing a band gig on stage and I really want to make sure that wig doesn't go anywhere, I just like those. But you don't have to do those. These wig grips work pretty good. So now my head's ready for a wig. So I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna grab this one first. This is the Tuxedo Blonde color, which I love. I fell in love with this one when I got her, and I almost thought about keeping this one for myself. The only reason I didn't is because with this wavy, cool, beachy, mermaidy wave hair, I want to be able to, like, pull it up in a cute clip, like one of those little chip clip things, and do the half up, half down with the wavy hair, kind of 80s look. And with a color with dark roots like this, you have to remember when you're pulling it up in a clip, you're going to see all the dark. You know, your bump in the front is going to be all the dark hair, and then you're going to have the blonde highlights cascading down. So you're kind of two colors, and I thought, you know, I don't know if I'll like that. It might look weird. So I got cashmere blonde because that has a much lighter root. I'll be able to do it up in a clip or do it however I want without worrying about a dark root making it look weird. Otherwise, I love this color for just wearing down like it is, or putting, you know, some layers in it or whatever. It's a gorgeous color. Another thing to be aware of too, kind of off subject, but if you're buying a color with a dark root like this and you're going to want to cut bangs in your hair, that might not work. So keep that in mind. Colors with like money pieces in the front, like this color, the tuxedo, does have money pieces where they're lighter, you know, good sized streaks, a couple of money pieces going down the front. And it has a darker root. So if you cut bangs in the front of this, for one, you're going to be cutting off some of your money piece. And for two, you're going to have, you know, dark bangs coming down and then all the blonde hair. So it might not look how you pictured. So you're better off for styles with bangs or even curtain layers. You're better off avoiding a real dark root or money pieces. It can be worked around, but it's easier with a more blended color. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and slip her on. The lace hasn't been cut on these yet, so. Okay. Let's see. Have my hairline about where it should go. And yeah. So now this is the Wavy DeeVa hair. This one is the 150 density. She's very full. So if you like really full hair, you would love this. It's very full, very glammy. I didn't realize how full this was going to be until I let this air dry. And this is exactly how it air dries naturally. This is the wavy hair. When it came, it was, you know, straight. It had been flat ironed straight out of the bag. So I almost thought they maybe sent the wrong hair. But then I washed it and hung it to dry and scrunched it, and lo and behold, wow, she dried so beautifully wavy and so full. So the 150 is very full with the wavy hair. With the straight hair, it's not too bad. It's not like ridiculously thick or overly, but with the wavy hair, it definitely makes a difference. It's much fuller. So, and the blonde one, the white icing rooted in the ashy version, is a 130. So you can see the difference. I think the 130 is plenty thick enough with the wavy hair. But if you like super extra thick, then you might really love the 150. And I will show you the hairline, which is phenomenal. Totally bleached knots and a very natural hand-tied hairline that mimics a human hairline. So it looks like it's growing right out of your scalp. You really can't tell. The parts look amazing. It's just great. So before I try on the other one and show you the cap, because the cap is different on these, so I'll grab one of the regular DeeVa hair and show you both caps side by side and explain the differences. But I want to just talk about the hair itself while I've got this on. So this is naturally wavy hair. This is not permed, so it wasn't chemically permed to make it wavy like this. This hair is actually naturally wavy, which the good thing about that is that, you know, when you perm hair, like if you've ever permed your bio hair, you know perms don't last forever. Eventually the curl will start to kind of fall out and get limper, and over time you're going to have to re-perm your hair. Where naturally wavy hair doesn't lose its wave. It's just the nature of this hair. It's naturally this way. So that's a nice thing. But the other thing about naturally wavy or even permed wavy hair, either one, wavy hair has more texture. So, you know, comparing this to like a smooth Euro hair that's straight and smooth and slick, they are not the same. You know, this feels different. It still feels soft, but it has texture to it. So wavy hair is going to be a little frizzier than straight smooth hair. They're two totally different types of hair. Whether it's permed or natural wavy, there's going to be, you know, a little bit of frizz. I mean, if you, I don't know, if you look real close, I mean, it's not horribly frizzy or anything, but you know, there's a little bit. It's not like smooth, sleek, you know, it's wavy hair. So I discovered the first time I tried this on, I was kind of playing with it and flipping it to the side and trying it, the side part and middle part, and just playing around with it. And I did notice the more I played with it, the more it kind of looked a little frizzier, and you know, the waves don't look as defined because you've been messing with it. So this is the kind of hair I would advise anybody that orders the wavy. This is the kind of hair you want to wash it and then, you know, condition it like normal, and then when you hang it up to air dry, you want to scrunch the hair. You can towel scrunch it, you can just scrunch it with your hands. You can put a little bit of like a light curling mousse or curling cream or a spray leave-in conditioner, any kind of, you know, product for curly hair that you like, and, you know, run that through lightly while the hair is still damp, and then scrunch it and let it hang to air dry. And once it air dries with the beautiful mermaid waves, you don't want to mess with it. This isn't the kind of hair that you can sit there and run your fingers through and play with it and flip it around, because the more you play with it or run your fingers or a comb or anything through it, it's going to start to, you know, poof or frizz a little more. It's not going to look as defined. So when you first scrunch it with, which, you know, I can tell already, I've played with this a little, so but when you first scrunch it, the waves are so nice and defined, like on this one. They're very defined right now. But if I was going to start running my fingers through her and playing around with her a lot, then her waves are going to look a little more destructured and frizzier or whatever. So I'm just saying, this is the kind of hair, if you want wavy hair that you can just put it on, scrunch and go, you don't have to curl it and style it and all that. You can just leave it wavy and it'll be cute. But just try not to mess with it. Don't run your fingers through it. Don't, you know, mess around with it a lot, because it will start to, you know, deconstruct a little and look a little poofier or frizzier, I guess. And that doesn't mean it's like bad hair. That's not a testament to the quality of the hair. It's just the nature of wavy hair. That's what wavy hair does. Like my bio hair. And a lot of you probably have, you know, bio hair that, you know, when you had your natural bio hair, it was naturally wavy, and then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a little bit of frizz, and the more you mess with it, the bigger it gets, and you know, so it will frizz a little or get a little poofier in humid weather too. So if you live in a really humid state like Florida or Texas or something, that's something to keep in mind too. That doesn't mean you can't have wavy hair like this necessarily. But to keep it under control, you want to keep a little travel size spray bottle of water or detangling mist or, you know, something like that in your purse. And just, you know, when it's starting to, if it's really humid out and it's starting to look a little floofy, you know, just give it a good mist and kind of re-scrunch and define those waves. You know, I mean, I can probably, I got some spray bottle right here. Just, you know, give it a little mist and then scrunch those waves. And you can already kind of see how it defines them more, you know. So if I gave it a better, good full spray all over and a good scrunch, then you start to see how those waves look more defined and mermaidy again. So you can freshen them back up with just a little water or detangling spray. You don't, you know, I would carry a wide tooth comb with you, because wavy hair, another thing is, wavier hair is frizzier. It's got more texture, which means that it can tangle more than smooth straight hair. So keep that in mind also. And the longer the hair is, you know, the more it can tangle. So it's something you want to keep on top of as you wear a wig like this out. You know, every once in a while, put your fingers back there and feel the nape. Feel if, can you get your fingers through, or does it feel like it's starting to tingle a little? If it's starting to tingle a little, you feel any tingling back there, that's the time when you want to go, you know, run in the nearest ladies' room, take your little bottle of spray, give it a spritz, take your wide tooth comb through the nape, or even you can even use your fingers to just get some light tingling out. But, you know, stay on top of the tingling, and that way it doesn't get bad. If you let it go all night and you wear your wig for like 8 or 9 hours, you know, into the night, and you don't touch it, and you've been dancing and sweating and whatever, then you might come home and take it off and have more tingling in the nape. It's going to take a little longer to get out. So if you stay on top of it every once in a while, just, you know, put your hand back there and kind of check it, make sure it's doing good. And if it's starting to tingle, go take care of it, and then it won't get bad. The sooner you get to it, the better it is. So, but that's one thing I want to, you know, I always try to be very honest and transparent about everything I sell. I would rather have customers know exactly what they're getting up front and know, you know, what to expect from it, how it's going to feel, how it's going to perform, and how to take care of it properly, so you know, and there's no surprises. So, you know, that's something I think a lot of places don't tell people about wavy hair, whether it's permed or natural wavy. You know, it is more textured. It is going to have more frizz. It is going to tingle a little more. So it's just, you know, but that's not unmanageable. That's normal. That's what our bio hair did. So, I mean, my bio hair tingles like crazy. So it's something, you know, if you've had wavy or curly hair, you probably already know how to deal with it. You're used to it. But people that haven't and really want wavy hair because they've never had that, it's new to them. And it might be a total surprise. They're not expecting that because they may have had smooth, straight Euro hair wigs before. So they're not expecting, they don't know how to deal with hair like this. So those are things you need to know. And I like people to know that up front. So, you know, before ordering these wavy wigs, just know those things and know that, you know, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the hair or it's bad or anything. It's just the nature of wavy hair. And if you take care of it properly, it's gorgeous. It can be so fun to wear, just natural waves. Now this, I think, you know, could even use some more layering. I did do a little long layering because with wavy hair, layering really does help bring out the curl, and you can get a lot more scrunch and waves if you kind of layer throughout. So, but this one is gorgeous, and I'll show you what I mean if I have a, let's see, I have a little clip here. How I wanted to be able to wear it. Of course, it's got that set part in there, which I wouldn't want showing if I pulled it back in a clip, but you know what I mean. You just pull kind of half up, half down, the clip look. Of course, I wouldn't have the part there. I would wet that and blow dry that out so it's not split there, but I wanted to be able to wear it like this. But I thought with the dark root, I just didn't love the look of, you know, dark here and then blonde here. So I got the cashmere blonde coming, but you could wear it that way. If that doesn't bother you, that might not be an issue. But this is a gorgeous color just down by itself, even with some more. I would probably do some more layering, but I didn't want to layer it too much. Depending on who might order this one, they might not want it layered. But I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And then I'm going to turn this inside out and show you the cap construction. So this is a wefted back cap. It's very, as you can see, fingernail there, very thin, breathable material. It's like a thin, stretchy mesh type material with wefts. And then it has got a comb in the back of the nape like usual. It's got a velvet extended nape with the bra hook adjusters. And then this one has the diamond net liner. So if you haven't seen one of those or didn't know what it is, this is where the liner starts. You can see that diamond net liner. It's still very light and breathable. It's not like solid material, but it just helps kind of disguise anything showing through your lace, like your wig grip, or if you have dark hair instead, like I have really light hair, so mine doesn't really show through and matter much. I usually don't need a liner, but if you've got dark bio hair that might show through the lace, then these liners are nice, and they're only an extra $15. But the front is HD lace. It's very thin, fine, invisible lace. It blends in with just about any skin tone. And here's the difference between this and the regular DeeVa cap, which I'll grab one to show you. This one, the lace front is a little wider. This goes all the way ear to ear, where on the regular DeeVa caps, the head hugger cap, I believe it's like 8.5 inches across, so it's a little like more temple to temple, but not all the way down to the ear. So this has got a wider lace front, and instead of the normal ear tabs that are usually like built right into the cap as part of the material like you're used to, this has a V tab added, which does have the bendable metal stays inside there. So it's like an inverted tab. I'm not sure why they do it like that, but it works. The other difference is these don't have the silicone strips in the back of the cap or on the ear tabs. I'm not sure why they don't offer that on these. These wavy ones only come on this cap for some reason. I'm not able to get them made on the other cap, at least not at this time. I'm hoping in the future they will start doing that. It might be a different production line or something, I'm not sure why. But, so this is missing the silicone features, and it does have different ear tabs. Now because of that, actually I'm going to put this back on real quick to show you. Now I normally wear my normal head hugger DeeVa cap on my Eclipse wig and my Terran. I've worn that for a long time. I wear a size medium cap, even though I'm a large head. I'm 23 1/4. So technically I should be a large, but the mediums in the DeeVa caps fit me really nice. I like the way they fit my head so snug, like a glove. They just almost fit like they were made for me. The only thing is, on the regular DeeVa cap, I don't quite get all the side coverage here because I have that white silver temple hair that kind of sticks out into my face, and I have sideburn hair, which I actually shave that off because I have these big fuzzy goofy sideburn things that I can't stand, so I shave them off. But normally with my normal DeeVa caps, I'll have, let me get that tucked properly, I'll have some of the silver hair showing on the sides, so I always have to take, like, you know, some of that like gray away powder and just a little brush and kind of color that in to blend it with the roots of my wig, and it's not a big deal. But I have noticed with this wavy cap, I actually get better side coverage. So let's see, I can't see real good because I don't have bifocals on, but you see what I mean? That's covering all my temple hair. I don't even have to color it in. So if you have a problem with side coverage, this cap might actually be really good for you. It is for me. It fits nice. I will say, honestly, I would say this cap fits a teeny bit bigger than the regular head hugger DeeVa cap, size-wise. So if you're used to the regular DeeVa wigs, you can probably order the same size cap you normally wear. It might just fit a teeny bit looser, but this honestly fits my head good. It's not like loose enough where it feels too big or anything. It just doesn't feel quite as snug as my normal DeeVa cap, if that makes sense. But it totally fits me, and it does give me better side coverage. This comes, of course, you know, this hasn't been cut. I would cut that to suit me, cut the extra lace, and if you've got a little that comes down a little too far, you know, you can cut some of that lace even with the hair on it. That's not going to matter because you just want it to match your hairline. So if it cuts a little piece of hair off, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't really see any of my silver hair, so it's given me really good coverage, and you can get a real close up of my forehead wrinkles here. But yeah, I think this cap works. The ear tabs, you know, they're different than the other ones, but they have the metal stays in them, so you can totally bend them down. They lay, let's see if I've got this totally centered straight. Yeah, I think so. So the ear tab, I can feel it like right here. So that's like right, you know, above my ear, where like the top of your ear where your glasses would normally sit. They're coming down to the right spot. They're coming forward enough. I can bend them down. So, you know, once I cut that excess lace off, that side hairline is going to look totally natural. It's going to stay down. I don't need to glue it or anything. It's going to be great. So this is still a nice cap. You know, if you're used to the other ones, yeah, it may take a little getting used to, but it's not all that much different. If you're used to the silicone in the others, if you have like very little hair, no hair, or you shave your head, you know, it might not feel as grippy without the silicone, but you can easily remedy that with a silicone wig grip or like the double stick wig grip, or I think that would still work for you. But if you wear one of the regular caps normally and it's just on the verge of maybe on the bigger side, then I would go a size smaller with this cap just to be safe. If the regular cap, you know, fits you perfect or really snugly, then the same size in this should be safe. But if you're kind of in between sizes, I would err on the side of smaller with this new cap. So I just wanted to show you that. And then I'm going to grab one of the regular DeeVa caps. Hopefully my mic is still picking me up. Okay. This one is, what is she? She is a small cap, so I can't put her on my big head, but I will turn her inside out. So if some of you aren't familiar with the regular head hugger cap, this is the regular DeeVa head hugger cap. So it's very similar in the same kind of thin stretchy material that they use where the wefted part is. The only difference is there's an extra panel here that has silicone strips on it for a little extra grip on the back of your head. It's got the same comb in the nape, the same extended nape with the bra strap adjusters, and then it's got the combs on the side like normal. It's got the same HD lace. This one doesn't have the diamond net liner, so this is just the lace, what it looks like. And then the ear tabs have a little strip of silicone and also a metal stay that's bendable inside. So that's the main difference, is the ear tab. You know, this type of cap, it's like the ear tab is built right in, like it's part of the cap, where on the new Wavy cap, it's like they add a V-shaped tab with stays onto the lace by the ear. So it's not actual like material like this. So, you know, and you can see the lace front isn't quite as wide. It comes more kind of temple to temple. Actually, I'll grab my Terran. I've got her over here. She is an older girl. I've had her for, gosh, well over a year. And I've worn the heck out of her. She's been abused. So her lace is already cut and everything. We're ready to go. I've worn her a bunch. Let's see here. Oops. Almost pulled her off me. Okay. Let's see. Where is my hairline? little low. Okay. She's a little messy right now. She needs a wash and a restyle. She's got some hairspray residue in her. But this is how the cat fits. Still phenomenal, realistic hairline. Just love it. But you see, it doesn't give me quite the side coverage. I've always got some of my silver side hair showing on both sides, so that's why I have to take the brown powder and paint that in. And the ear tabs on this, let's see, are they straight? Yeah. Let's see if I can pull that back enough to show you. The ear tab end of it comes to right about here on me. So the ear tabs do sit a little higher on this medium on my big head, which is fine with me because it actually leaves room for my glasses to slip right under there. And that way my ear tabs aren't like, you know, flapping out like crazy because of my glasses or anything. Of course, I normally wear my hair down, so I don't worry about that much anyway. It really doesn't show. But if I were to want to pull it all back in a clip and barrettes or something on the sides, then you want to make sure your sides are laying down nice and flat and not showing anything. But yeah, these caps fit. Actually, I would say this cap, I mean, it fits me really snug. It feels very secure, which I love. It's probably, the other cap is probably a little bigger front to back. It felt a little roomier. It went on easier. When I put this one on, it feels snug when I put it on. The other one, it just like goes right on and, you know, fits. So I don't know. I'm actually kind of wondering if I like the other cap better now. This has always been my favorite cap. But yeah, the ear tab still comes down to a good area on me. And I'm 23 1/4 circumference. I can't remember all my other front to back and ear to ear and all that right off the bat. I have them written down somewhere, but my memory's bad. So, but just to show you the difference of how they fit, you know, it doesn't quite give the side coverage. So if you've got weird temple hair or sideburn that tend to stick out of most wigs, then this other wavy cap might be really great for you because it'll give you better side coverage for sure. And then I'm gonna try on the white icing rooted, which I have not tried on. And this is gonna look pretty wild on me because I'm not used to light blondes. I usually think they look kind of strange on me, but hopefully I'm not just rambling like crazy, and hopefully I'm making sense and this is helpful because that is the whole point of me doing this video. Let's see, is that hairline in the right place? Oh, she's a little messy. Like I said, I did nothing but just air dry her. I hung her up out. Actually, no, I hung this one inside to dry. I didn't hang her out. I normally hang most of my wigs outside in fresh air to air dry, as long as it's not windy or anything out. But it was a little windy and I didn't want to risk the wind making her more frizzy or whatever, so I did hang her inside and dry her overnight. But I didn't do anything to her. This is the natural wave pattern. She's a mermaid. All I did, I washed her, conditioned her, and rinsed her, and then I put a little, which I don't have it in here, it's in my kitchen, but it's a leave-in cream conditioner. So I just put a little of that in my hands and like rubbed it all over, so I had a thin coating of that, and I just kind of, you know, ran it through the hair lightly just to give it a little coating of something that would help me scrunch it. And then I scrunched it and I scrunched it as it dried. I hung it up, I scrunched it, left it alone for a while, came back while it was still damp and gave it a few more scrunches. And you know, I even towel scrunched the top, so she would be wavy on top and not dry like too flat and then have all these waves. But you could do it either way. Some people like flatter on top and wavy on the bottom. Some people want the waves to go all the way up. So depending on how you scrunch, you can get the look you want. This would look really cute in a shorter style. And I'm suspecting, which I haven't ordered a short one yet, but I will soon. I'm suspecting the shorter the hair, the more it's even going to wave. So if you want like a shorter, mid-length or even shoulder length, but you want lots of waves and curlier, because the shorter hair doesn't have as much weight on it, I bet it's going to curl up even more, especially if you use some product and scrunch it. You can have some really fun scrunch and go hair. And this color is really pretty. She's got a very light root, which the lighting in here isn't that great. So keep that in mind. It's probably not showing what it's truly going to look like in your lighting. Gosh, it actually looks lighter in the camera. But I'd say the root on this is about a 6 or an 8. And then the hair is a very light platinum. Now there are 2 versions of the white ice.